Hi.
Welcome back. Did a little trucking yesterday. I'm going to do a little bugging today. Back in action. A lot of people are asking, okay, well, you got one side. Well, first they were saying, okay, you got one side of the car done. Then they're asking, how are you going to match it to the other side? I ask you, how would you match it to the other side?
Well, I would make a template.
Come on, let's have some suspense. If you could do anything, if you're model making, try to create something symmetrical, I'll ask you once more, what would you do to match it side to side?
Pizza box.
Exactly. You know what we would do with the pizza box?
Drawer on it.
Make a template.
Ah.
It's my show.
Isn't that what I
call
said?
the shots here. It's our show, and thank you for sharing that information.
Well, people that know you from your full custom garage, they're very aware of your pizza templates.
Today we're going to use a piece of masonite, and we're going to rough out a real quick template on this door window, and then we're going to do the rear quarter window. Just going to take this, lay it right up against the door, fast and loose. And trace this a little bit bigger than it needs to be. Now I got a window shape. I'm going to take a saw, cut this out. We're going to match it closer to that door frame. That smell like burning wood to you?
A little bit.
Because the blade is dull.
Ta-da! I see what you did there.
Thanks. I read all my own skits. It's not going to fit. We're going to try it again and see how it goes. Pretty close though, huh? Now we can draw a nice line on there because it's in place. And there we have letter T, template.
Ooh, I had tacos today. Can we just talk about tacos for 1 second?
Don't even tempt me.
So I went to Fat Boys Tacos in Mojave. Holy smokes.
We're going to give a review. Sorry, Rudy's Tacos, but Fat Boys Tacos is local.
Yes.
It's to be seen. If you're ever on the 58 passing through Mojave, where the 14 and the 58 connect,
By the Stater Brothers.
check it out.
They were so good. Burrito tacos. Hold on, I'm not done. Burrito tacos. I had one burrito and one chicken with the avocado sauce. Perfect. Anyway, I just wanted to share.
Bellissimo.
Well, you brought up tacos, so. My Spanish isn't what it used to be.
So we're talking about little jewel being the flaming jewel. We're using the heart of the flame. So it would be el fuego de corazón.
Mm-hmm.
Or corazón del fuego. I don't know. Giving them a lot of quality entertainment today, aren't we?
Yeah. I feel like our jokes are falling a little flat.
Hey. One thing to remember when our jokes fall flat, we're actually here to build custom vehicles, not just joke around. I may have goofed that corner up. Let's find out. I'm a little loose on the marker in that area. Let's try it out. You're gonna be all right. All right. So I'm gonna tighten this up a little bit. Do another cut. See what it looks like this time. All right. Now we are real close. Now that this pushes up all the way along that lip, I can take this, get a nice permanent marker. Yeah. Marker's drying out. Rudy.
What do you say it's drying out?
Yeah.
It's not Rudy's fault. It's the desert's fault.
I was going to say, good thing Rudy sent us 500 magic markers.
Even my ballpoint pens like get dry out here. It's crazy.
And our printer ink for our computer printer,
Lord.
that thing is expensive too.
Seriously.
We're going to have to store it in the fridge for sure next summer.
I've had to invest in like some serious moisturizers.
Me too. Very delicate. There you go. 2 window templates. Lickety split. Now we're going to cut apart the driver's. We're going to cut apart the passenger side door frame. And if you remember, we used a piece from the original body and a piece from this body to create that longer door top with only one welded seam in there. So we have this left over, but this one is messed up there. So I think this will be the front, because we had talked about the damage on both sides in the drip rail and in that. So that'll be the front half of the door window frame. And this will be the rear, which will get chopped, etc., etc. All right, put this on the table and yank out all the goodies inside, the weather strip, etc. Kind of undecided if I'm going to put the little wing windows back in or not. It's a pretty cool look because it makes it look, more vintage with all the accessories. But if I don't, I'll just run one piece. The thing that's going to be an issue with rolling up the windows, if you were to have a roll-up window, it would have to come all the way into the door in here. And there's some structure in there. So it's possible, but looking down, it's going to be tight. You have this little door limiter. This limits the door from swinging all the way open. And when you shut the door, that pushes in. It'll be right. That'll break the glass if you didn't know that it was there. Check this once more. Well, actually, we have our frame here. We'll cut this out. and do a little double check of this. Yeah, there it is. Cool. Sweet. All right, so this will be now flipped. That'll become the passenger side. Studying the other side, I'm just going to mark where those two cuts are and cut this corner here. I'm seeing a pie cut right through here. I did a little relief cut right here, and then the actual section of the two is done at about 11.5 out. And this door pillar, roughly to where that seam is 7 3/4. So I'm going to cut it at 8.5. So you got a little more. 8.5, 11.5, and a slice. All right. So if I remember what I just said, 11.5. I'll leave it a little bit large. 8.5. Little room for error. And a slice. Yeah, that's pretty close right there. There's just that little bit that just changed the angle on this window. Bring it over to the car and check it out. Still got a lot of action attached here. Let me get that out with the pliers. There's an actual way to disassemble that. And it's not that way.
Oh my god.
The crusher. Gotta love that Bugs Bunny cartoon. If you don't know it, look it up.
Which one is it?
The Crusher.
The Bugs Bunny cartoon?
Yeah, when he goes to the wrestling match.
I think I remember, but we might have to watch that tonight. Bugs Bunny was hilarious.
Somewhat inappropriate by today's political correct
Right. I want to talk about something really quick.
Let's talk.
So I just want to give a shout out to a fabulous YouTube that we saw the other day on Johnny Jalape's channel. He had a very special guest on Monday night. He does
The Crusher?
No, He did, you know what I'm going to say. He did a podcast, a vlogcast, whatever you want to call it, with who is the special guest, Ian?
The Crusher. Little Daddy Roth.
Yeah. And it was kind of cool because Little Daddy talked a lot about the hot rod history, his dad's whole history of them building cars and stuff together. So highly recommend you guys check it out on Johnny Jalopi's
Sketchy Live.
Sketchy Live. Check it out. It's really, really good. So it got me thinking because I'm watching you modify this car. And I imagine there was a lot of that in Ed Roth's shop.
A lot of ripping, a lot of tearing.
Yeah.
A lot of getting loose. A lot of creativity. Just how it's supposed to be.
Exactly.
With all these calculations on how to build things.
I'm going to grab my...
Putting the template in place, like so. Put this in place like so, and you can see. It ain't going to work. It's too big. I think I'm going to chop it about 1 pen cap. Right about there. Look at that. Was I wrong? Sure ain't. Sweet. So I built up a nice bead of metal right here because that'll hold it. See, I wanted a little gap in there, so I have this opportunity to position it. See, it's going to come back a little bit. Pretty much right there. Yeah. Can't get the front of that in yet, but it's roughly where we need to be. Cool. Put one tack back here. All right, so that'll just hold it while we're figuring out the rest of the equation. So now in the front is where it started to get really loose and there's just a lot of improvisation going on. But I can see I cut it about this far down. So I cut this whole piece off right through on both sides. So I'm going to do that. Now we got the front of the door off. I could put this where it should be.
Oh, that's why that didn't fit in.
Yeah. Yeah, there we are, right there. Sweet. All right. Cool. Yeah. All right, I'll put some tape on that and hold it. So again, this is just one of those examples of, oh, how are you going to do that, right? You fix everything into position with various means, whatever you can accomplish, and do whatever it takes. I didn't invent this, I don't think, but here I am doing it. Okay, cool. Now we just got to make the rest of the door, just like that. Piece of cake. We are going to need to weld there. Peel that back just a touch. Yeah, put a little piece on the inside. Stop it from falling in. Cool. All right, so you can see that that angle is different than what it's supposed to be. Is there a pie cut on that one? There's a lot going on that one.
Right.
But I can see that I modified. See, what we're dealing with here is it's coming back too soon, so we did cut it right about there where it matched. Take this, and looks like it kind of matches right around there. So I'm going to split this in half because we're only working on the outside. The inside is a separate piece. So we're actually going to cut that straight, not that waggy. One thing we're trying to remember is that the glass is flat, so this entire surround has to accommodate that. The glass will not have any torsional twist to it, so I'm just going to piece this in real quick while we're here. Did you see that? Did I just eyeball that?
A little
Sure
bit.
did. I didn't even measure. Talk about lucking out. See, I put a dot on each side. It's overlapping now, so I'll just run the disc. I got my mark right there showing. Run the disc right across, push it into place. And I use the nozzle a lot for holding and bridging. You can just hold it right there, see? Push it right in. Attack it. And this is just to set up the shape. That's a good start. Just 3 tacks will hold it. But see, we're following through in a parallel fashion. Looks like I could actually cut the top of this a little bit. See how this is coming back into the window shape? I'm going to cut this just a little bit more. And I'm going to cut this straight off, get rid of that. Or am I? Because that is going to go straight up. I'm going to cut this straight up. Here, I'm also going to take the drip rail off right now too. I remembered we did that also on the other side. On the driver's side, you remember we made all those slice cuts that kind of gave it the opportunity to bend like a finger. And I did a little back and forth there because I was figuring out the process, and I actually spliced in a couple pieces because I came up short. We're going to try to hit this one straight through. But first I got to segment this, take all the weather strip out, and prep it. Actually, it's not this piece that we're using. It's the piece from the original car. It's that white one. Because of the shop top, the top of the window measurement is longer than it was, so we're going to use a longer piece. This one was, where are we? That's the front. Yeah, so this is down here. So we're going to cut this about here. Now we're going to figure out that curve. And comparing it to this one, you can kind of see where they start to jive right there. Like that. Yeah, perfect. And we're going to follow those same cuts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 9. We're going to try it 9 times. Radiating out. Yeah, because we're going to crunch that down.
Ooh.
So this looks just about perfect if I was to come to maybe here. Maybe there. Yeah, it's even better. Cut there. Right, now we're getting in the ballpark. I think I can hit it right off of this one. Put a quick tack on this. Right there. So in looking at this, looks like this is a little bit more relaxed. It's coming back. So I'm going to cut it right through here again. Try to get it to push up a little bit. So the idea is to try to just get it a little bit more. See that? Just a little bit more that way. I'm actually going to push it onto the wood. Yeah. Yep, there it is right there. All right, looks pretty close to me.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know it shook the doors in here.
All right, so inside you can see I did the same thing as the outside. I moved this piece forward, and I'm putting in a piece where it grew, so to speak, and tack that in. See, I use, a lot of times I'll just use a little piece of sheet metal to be a lever to get that adjusted. When I'm doing real delicate work like this, I almost can't wear gloves because like I'm feeling the levels all the time, right? And I'm not making it so hot or welding so much that it's really an issue for me. But once I get into the final welding, yeah, absolutely. Gloves, safety gear. And yeah, so you just want all these surfaces to be perfectly flush. Cool. So that's locked up. The last thing is to lock up this top corner here. We call that window surround symmetrical. Because this is a pretty big gap and I don't want it to shrink with the weld, I'm going to back it with a piece of steel and just tack it right there to lock it. It's got a little triangle. Whoa. Slip that in place. Said, just going to slip it in place. Clamp on it.
What happened?
It just fell out. Okay. being said, we can take off the tape. All right, now the biggest thing is looking through the car and comparing them. Because you can make all the templates you want, but if it don't look right, it don't look right. So tape this door shut because I don't have a latch in it yet.
Hello.
It's perfect.
That's crazy. You're a magician.
Yeah, so the one critique I would give myself, it's always important to critique yourself. It just looks to me from the inside, it looks like these two panels are just doing that just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Hit that with the hammer and bring it up. But that's why everything is just tacked, because there will be a little ability for it to stretch just a little bit. See? Look at that, I brought it right up. Yeah. Now it has that nice arch you would hope to see. It doesn't look collapsed. Well, we're getting there. I'm going to work on the inner structure of both these doors. Come on back for next time. We'll finish off this rear window and then get into the over-the-top roof structure arch.
I'm excited.
Carry on.